don't know whether you can hear me now. Hello? The two people online. I don't know if you can hear me. Please, if you can hear me, just yes. You can hear me, right? Like how? Why? No. The landscape, it will this thing should. Okay, people can hear me. Welcome. Today I want to discuss on, like I said, the pains and gains of Odinana. What's the pains that comes with being onye Odinana, and Igbo tradition adherents, onye Odinana. The pains and gains that comes with it. These are what I want to discuss today. So, if you have any question, you can start writing it down. I'll do a little teaching in 10-15 minutes and use other minutes to answer questions. Being onye Odinana is tough. Is tough. Why? Because you are a minority. That's why some people are into Odinana by the night and are Christian by day, or member of any other major, maybe Islam by day. So being onye Odinana is really painful, especially when you are from a family that a lot of people are not agreeable to Odinana. They do not like Odinana. They are not in tune with it. They see it as a kind of, should I call it, idolatry. You know that Odinana has been bastardized. So if you are only Odinana in this modern time as an Onyibo, you must realize that it comes with a lot of pain. It comes with a lot of persecution. I think when I was growing up, there was a lot of talk about persecution, Christians being persecuted, because then we have a lot of people who were traditional members of traditional religion, and they were stopping their family members from joining Odinana, or people who are members of the Orthodox Christian religion, like Christianity and Anglican, and then Pentecostalism was coming out, was trying to find its footing. So a lot of people saw the Pentecostal people as people who are going too far with the whole Christian thing. So they were said to be persecuted. That means they are being stopped, and the roadblocks were placed on their path, impediments were placed on their path for them not to be Pentecostals, Protestants. But today, it has shifted. What we have now is that a lot of people are being stopped from being traditional religion. For you to traditional religion, the practitioner of traditional religion. So for you to be onye Odinana in this modern time, it comes with a lot of impediments. If you are not careful, you'll be treated like one who is wearing the back of clothes. So in this modern time, it comes with a lot of the pain of being onye Odinana is much, but the gain is that you have that joy, that fulfillment, that this is my own. Because, for example, if you open the Christian Bible, you'll be looking for yourself as an Onyibo. You see that the history, the historical structure, the historical foundation of Christianity did not factor in the black man. It did not factor in the Igbo person, the Igbo man. You'll be looking for yourself. Where do I fit into this religion? Where does my ancestors fit in? Like when they are talking about people being raptured and all that, you start thinking about when did Christianity come to an Igbo? So what will happen to your ancestors that didn't even meet Christianity and all that. So, but when you start going deep in Igbo traditional religion and you start seeing it for what it is, that it has the spiritual system, that this is Igbo spiritual system, what will happen? You start trying to, you start having that confidence, you start building back the confidence you have as an Onyibo. You know that, okay, this is my own. For example, when you are given an only English name, if you are exposed enough, you start questioning yourself, why was I named David Benjamin as an Igbo person? Why am I answering David Benjamin as an Igbo person? Why am I answering Isaac Jacob as an Igbo person? When you start meeting even those who are not Igbo, bearing their native names, even those those English names, who are bearing those English names, and when they ask you your name and you start regurgitating English name as an Onyibo, they start looking at you, are you okay? Don't you have a native name? Don't you have your own name? So that kind of fulfillment that your Igbo name gives you, that yes, I know my Igbo name. My Igbo name is Tobechukwu. It means to benna. It means to praise my ancestors or to praise God, if you want to see it from Tobechukwu. So you start having that fulfillment. You start having that fulfillment that your identity gives you. It's just like if you're not living in your community, whenever you come back to your community and you have this kind of sense of fulfillment that yes, I'm back. This is my place. I'm back. I'm back to my own. I'm back to my own community. This is my place. There is this confidence that you have when you are working in your own community. When you are back and you are in your own community, there is this confidence that you have, that you work confidently within your own community. That's the kind of gain we have as Ndo Odinani, knowing that this is my own. I'm communicating with my own ancestors. Think about it. When you are praying as a Christian, they say God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, my father Abraham, my father David, and you start asking yourself, how is David my father? How is David my father? To what extent do I have ownership of this ancestor that I'm calling in my own prayer? What happens to my own ancestor? How come that my own I cannot appeal to God through my own ancestor? How come that Jesus coming to save the world only came to Israel? How come he didn't come to my place in Ebonyi State? How come he didn't come to Igbo land? Why did it go to why did it limit itself to Israel, to the land of Israel? So you have these questions that you ask yourself, that even your own children might even ask you, that even your own relations might even ask you and say, okay, why is it this way? Why is it this way? So you see that when we talk about Odinani, the gain that comes with Odinani is that identity that it gives. There is this fulfillment that the identity gives you. There is this fulfillment that identity gives you. Many times people think that the gain of Odinani, if you are saying Maluchi Gumalundin Alpha, is for them to bring open doors for you. No, that is not it. The first and most important gain of Odinani is what? Identity. It solves the identity crisis that you battle as an Igbo person. It solves the identity crisis that you battle as an Igbo person. So the joy that comes with being an Onyo Odinani, the gain that comes with being an Onyo Odinani is what? Being saved from identity crisis as an Onyibo. That is the most important gain. That you know that yes, this is my own. This is my own. I'm talking about my own ancestors. I'm using my own materials, prayer materials, Nzu, Oji. I'm using all that to communicate. This is totally indigenous. This is it. This is the gain. You are building up your own. Our ancestors will say, if anything and going agalia, it means something favors you from your own. You gain much when you identify with your own, if anything and konya agalia, there is a lot to gain. There is a what? A lot to gain when you stick to your own. So that's the gain that comes with what? Being an onye Odinani. Identity crisis solved. Building up your own. Now, let me say this. I believe that before we have a certain level of advancement, one must be what? Free spiritually. As a people, I'm not talking about as an individual. As a people, indigenous religion, I believe, leads, or spiritual freedom leads to all manner of what? Freedom, economic freedom, political freedom. Because who are those that will lead you into battle? It's your own gods. It's your own gods that will lead you into battle. That's why the Igbos will say Chimwanya. Ona Chigbo emuhanya, ona Chindebu ne emuhanya. Then what happens to you? You lose in the battlefield of life. So how can we restore an Igbo without restoring the spiritual system of the people, the indigenous spiritual system of the people? If we abandon who we are as Ndo Odinani, as Igbo, then we have abandoned our identity as Ndi Igbo. So you see that this identity is the most important gain. That's this consciousness of who you are. Think about it. If you see an Indian man in UK, you see him with his identity. You see an Indian man in US, you see the Indian man with his identity, wearing his identity proudly. If you see someone from Iran in US, they wear their identity. So how come that when you see an Igbo person, an African man, the African man in US, in diaspora, will try to blend into the European identity as if that's his or her own identity? No. You must be able to carry your identity with pride. So the Igbo identity, the Odinani, gives you a full-blown, a deep-rooted identity as Onyibo. It gives room for others to learn from you as Onyibo. So that's the gain. That confidence, that freedom, that pride. That's the gain. Despite you are in the minority, despite a lot of Igbos are not understanding what you are saying, you gain, knowing that you are free, you are peaceful, that whatever you are practicing is your own. It's not obrife asatala asata. It's not what was forced upon you. This is the gain that comes with what? Odinani. This is the true gain that comes with Odinani. Your identity as an Onyibo. Being proud of it. You have no Onyibo. You must be proud of your identity through Odinani. If you're a Christian as an Onyibo, your identity as an Onyibo is not yet complete. Only if an means something is missing. Something is missing. It's not just about wearing red cap. Nyalaka. No, it's more than that. Emakwatunzu. Do you know how to pray with kola nuts? Do you know how to call upon God? Call unto God through kola nuts. Do you know how to connect with your own ancestors? This is what we are saying. It's painful. in the beginning, because a lot of people are not doing it. A lot of people are already detached, are seeing it as something primitive. But it's when you start carrying it with pride. When I started Odinana newly, a lot of people were not into Odinana. But I started doing it, embracing it with pride, you see a lot of young people, you see so many young people who started to join you, who started having that confidence, who started having that love. It's someone that will start it. It's someone that will start it. It's someone that will start it. So the question is, why not you? Why not you? That's the question. Why not you? Now, I would like you to send in your question. Let's see the challenges you face as an Onyo Ordinana. Let's see the challenges you face as Onyo Ordinana. Is it the praying? Is it your morning prayer? Is it Ikenga? Is it language? What are the barriers? What are your personal barriers you are experiencing as an Onyo Ordinana? And also, if possible, tell us what you've gained since you have Onyo Ordinana. Since you Onyo Ordinana, I think I'll maybe next session I'll try to see if I can do connect to StreamYard somehow, so that it's I will not be the only one appearing in the video. You can also join me, as in tune in and join me, so that the class will be more collaborative than more of should I say teaching, more like I'm the only one talking. So please send in your question. Let's see what you've gained from Onyo Ordinana. Let's see the challenges, the pains you are facing as Onyo Ordinana. And if you have question, that then I will answer you in that regard. Um, so send in the question. Send in the question. I see Chidozie is saying greetings. And Wabochi so saying, I've missed your teachings. I believe that Ordinana is not like should I say Christianity, where every Sunday or midweek service we will be talking. At this point, I feel that I've taught most of the important things that will help anybody who is searching for truth in Ordinana. This is why my videos are no longer regular. They are not coming weekly. I'm looking for more ways that I can explore in propagating Ordinana. Right now, I'm thinking more of storytelling. I'm thinking more of what I would call a soft power method through media to propagate Ordinana. My teachings are already here on YouTube for those who want to learn. So this is why my teachings are no longer regular. They are not coming every Sunday again. I don't see the need for me to keep making new videos and keep repeating or be repeating what I have said in my old videos. So unless there is a fresh topic, a fresh insight I feel that I need to share, I can record the video and see upload. So why my teachings is no longer regular is because I believe that I have done a lot of videos that address practically a lot of concerns in respect to Ordinana. JIB said, Ndewo is a Tobo Sigwe. Thank you. Thank you. Like I said, please send in your question, type in your question, and I will answer you. I will answer you. Please type in your question and I will answer you. Okay. Yes. Okay. 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 Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So tell me, for those who want us to, should we continue with this live session, or should we make it more interactive, or we can even go to a platform? Should we create a platform where, should we create a WhatsApp platform for members where the teachings can go on, or should we create something like a StreamYard? I need to know what works so that anytime we decide, we can come live or have a conference and have discussions in respect to any of my videos, in respect to how we can promote Odinana in Anibu, because one of the things we still need in respect to promoting Odinana is a kind of organization, but I believe that how to sort that out yet is still eluding some of us. But I believe that it's not something we should do in a hurry. It's not something we should do in a hurry. We need to understand ourselves and see how we create a kind of structure. Personally, I've written a book, but I'm yet to publish the book. I was hoping that I will publish the book this year, so that some of us, I titled the book Odinana 101, Odinana for Beginners, to see how beginners in Odinana can have an understanding, because I believe that if you are new in Odinana, one of the things you need to do is to understand what Odinana is all about, for you to know your family history. I believe this is one of the most important aspects of Odinana. Knowing your family history, knowing your ancestors, knowing the do's and don'ts, also done at your own community, knowing your chi and Undishie, and if you have come of age, having an altar for your chi and Undishie. I believe these are the important things that one has to do if you are new in Odinana. Thank you. JIB is asking, do Igbos believe that every person has their own shi, or is it just Igbo people? Now, I believe Igbo belief system believe that everything has a chi. They believe it's not just for Igbo people. Chi is not just for Igbo people. Igbo person believes that he has a chi and you have a chi. That means everybody have your own chi. I say you dey maluchi, they don't know your chi. They even believe that a tree has a chi. If there are different definitions of chi, there is chi as a personal guide. There is chi as an ancestor who has returned. There is chi as life, as that creative force in man. There is a vast definition of chi in Igbo cosmology. So yes, the Igbo belief system believes that everyone has a chi. That's why they say, go and know your chi. Maluchigi, you as a person, try and know your chi. So have you known your chi? The Igbo belief system is asking everyone to know your chi. I say, onye yana chi we aga. Onye yana chi no nizu no wapu higbu enu. That means once you are in good terms with your chi, once you know your chi, that something unfortunate cannot just happen to you. Something unfortunate cannot just happen to you. It's not going to happen to you just like that. So yes, the Igbo belief system teaches that everyone has a chi. In fact, chi is the central basis, the primary anchor of Igbo belief system. It's one of the distinguishing features. Just like in Christianity, the teaching of Holy Spirit. In Igbo belief system, in Igbo spirituality, chi is very important. Is the basis, is the center of the Igbo belief system. I come from a place where everybody has basically left the practice. In fact, they recently replaced the tree at the middle of our market square with a gigantic cross and a white Jesus crucified on it. Now, you have to start. When I started Odinani newly, I was the only Christian. I was the only Odinani practitioner. I'm from a strong Christian family. even up till now, if we are 150 in my family, we are not up to 6 now or 7 that have come out openly to identify with Odinana. But when I started newly, it was not like that. Nobody came out openly. So knowing that I went to school, it gave some people courage to start coming out and to start identifying with Odinana. Now, how I went about it, the whole Odinana this thing, with not trying to be combative, because some people, when they come in newly into Odinana, they try to be combative. I always say it, understand that life is politics, and politics is a game of number. When the number is against you, you have to be wise. You have to be very, very wise. You don't have to be combative in your approach. So if you come from a family that a lot of people or almost everybody inside it as you Christians or against Odinana, you have to be very careful. Ajofia Neri in one of his songs says something. He said, humiliate your enemies with gentle touches. Humiliate your enemies with gentle touches. So if you come from that kind of family, you have to be wise and see how you win people with love. You see how you win people with love without trying to succumb to what they want you to do. You will be strong, holding your ground, but at the same time, you will be wise and should I say, sneaky. You are not fighting them, you are not with them, but you are showing them this is where I want to be. And this is why I always encourage people that into Odinana to look for something doing. Nothing advertises one like success. Nothing advertises one like success. You say, my name is Oba. Okay, the same continuation. I've had few conversations with you on Facebook. I've recently just got a personal space of mind and I try to do my morning prayer. This is the best I have done. And I seem like I need directive. Start with this. Start with this, Oba. Chinecherem, start with this. You are on the right track. Many people give the impression that if you come into Odinana, everything will start moving swiftly as possible. It doesn't go that fast, my dear. I'm telling you the truth. I'm practicing Odinana. If you want to practice Odinana in sincerity, it doesn't move that fast. Go and watch a tree. Odinana is like nature. If you plant a tree, it doesn't grow tomorrow. It doesn't grow the next day. It takes time. So you're already on the right track. You have your own personal space. Be doing your morning rituals. Now go for Totogo. Be asking your chi to give you strength to pull through. Respect your family members who are not. Don't go into religious arguments with them. Don't try to tell them they are not doing this. They are not getting it right. Don't worry. It will convict them. Right now in my own family, a lot of people are no longer are still Christian, but they are sympathetic to what I'm doing. They love what I'm doing, but they might not come out openly to join me, but they love it. I have defenders among those who are Christians now. I have defenders among those who are Christians. So don't lose faith. Be doing it little by little, precept by precept, step by step. Don't be in a hurry. Don't try to convert anybody. Face yourself. If they ask you questions, the ones you know, answer it. The ones you don't know, if that, like as I've done videos, you can refer them to some of the videos. If you are not sure, you can call, you can send me a message and ask me, so and so question was asked to me. People do it. How do I respond to them? Some I will tell them, don't respond to that question. Some I will say, answer that question this way. Greetings, Ezekiel. This is from Chidozie Tabo. Greetings, Ezekiel. Is there a difference between Chi and Onyowa? And if an Onyoshie, a disease relative, reincarnates, is the person still an Onyoshie? And can we still seek his intercession? There is a difference between Chi and Onyowa, but at times people use the two words to refer to Chi. Now, Chi is your guide in the underworld. Onyowa is you. Onyowa is you. Ngwa no wa now is your Onyowa. Your Chi is not your onyowa. Your chi is like your light, your guiding light from the underworld. Your chi is like your guiding light that is guiding you from the underworld. I always give this example that one's chi is like someone, the technician, on a control tower. While you are flying an aeroplane, you are the one flying the aeroplane, you are in the cloud, going somewhere, whereas there is someone at the control tower trying to help you get to your destination. That person at the control tower helping you, giving you signals, giving you weather updates is your chi. That control tower is the underworld. You that is inside the plane is the onyowa. You are the one undergoing the life journey. Go bialowa. Onyowa madu wonye bialowa. Chi madu won light na guide here. Chi means light. Chi forgot the day has broken. Chi means light. Now, any ancestor that has returned is no longer in the underworld, so cannot be someone's chi. An ancestor in the underworld cannot be someone's chi, because the person is no longer in the control tower. The person doesn't have access. Once you have returned, you have reincarnated, you are in this world, you will go nowhere. I don't know if I've answered that question. So once you call your chi is in the underworld. Someone who has returned cannot be your chi, because you and the person are already undergoing through the same journey. So Chidozie, I don't know if you are clarified. If you are not clarified, please send me a message if you are clarified. If you are clarified, if you have clarity, please also send me a message. Ikechukwu Isidore, how can I know my chi? I think I have a video about how you can know your chi. I think I have a video on how you can know your chi. You start by Otuchi, or you start by identifying with your chi. How do you identify your chi? Knowing that you have a chi and calling upon that chi, either in your heart or open your mouth and say chim. I always tell people, if you wake up in the morning, say chim ekene. Just like they teach you in the Christian faith, if you wake up in the morning, thank your God. That's the same thing. If you wake up in the morning, acknowledge your chi, thank your chi for helping you to see a new day, and thank your ancestors whom you came to this world through their lineage. If you are doing this, have you not known your chi already? If you are acknowledging your chi, you've known your chi. For you to acknowledge something means you know that it exists. I always tell people that when people do the practical ceremony of Otuchi, that is like doing matriculation in school. It's not the real thing. When you get an admission in school and you do matriculation ceremony, it's not the real thing. The real thing is going to class every day, attending lectures. That's the real essence. So knowing your chi is creating that relationship with your chi every day. That's where you know if truly your chi exists. When you start creating that quiet time with your chi in the morning. When you start telling your chi your plans and ask your chi to help you. With time, you will know whether this thing is real or not. It's not about watching you, and you have one only ikenga, to all get still know ikenga you or want this thing, and you'll be killing something for that thing once in a while, and you believe that you've known your chi. No, that is more like religion. You've not entered the spiritual journey of it, which is knowing your chi every day, meditating, and committing your day into the hands of your chi, asking your chi to come through for you, reminding your chi its fundamental objective, which is for your chi not to allow you to do what? To be disgraced in the journey of life. That is the fundamental. That is the basics. Apologies. You know, this is Nigeria, so they've taken the light and I just changed to solar. So if you have more questions, please. I don't want to be teaching again. This I feel like answering questions in respect to Odinana. In respect to Odinana, like I said, I will be doing more of this than my videos might be in once in a long while. I might just have one or two videos I will just teach and upload. But I want to still keep in contact with as many of you as possible that have been following my page, my channel. So I want to be doing live session. I'll still do this come next Sunday. Ngozi, Ngozi, please, can you help throw more light on the concept of Obanje? What does please? My apologies. My network just disappointed me. I was trying to see if I can switch to another network. Please, my apologies. Please. Um, okay. Oh. So please, what I want to do is this. I think next week, next week on Saturday, what I will do is that on Saturday, it's not from your end, please. My apologies. I'll finish what I'm saying about Obanje, but on Saturday, because of network, how network is, it disappoints. So I think I'll start doing this video Saturday from 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. Please, Saturdays, not Saturdays, early Sunday morning, Nigerian time, 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. Let's see if that will be okay. So, but in respect to what I was saying about Obanje, Obanje means Ebaje. Obanje means Ebaje, Ebanje. Obanje means Ebanje. That means to come, to go. But there are some people who, when they see from a higher plane, well, Abia, only when they see from them place, when Abiowa, where Bajowa. So when they see from higher plane, that when they see from higher plane, when that was in this world, they call them Obanje. Why? How do you know them? Because of some of the abilities that they have, some of the paranormal powers that they have. So Obanje in aspect means is not an acquired power on earth. So ike mmadụ bụ wee bịa ụwa based on ebe o si wee bịa ụwa or asị na onye ahụ Obanje. That's why it's different from Amosu. Amosu is acquired power on earth. For you to understand the Obanje, you also need to understand the Amosu, because most times for you to understand what something I'm sorry. I muted the sound. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. What I'm saying is that I finished explaining the difference between Amosu and Obanje. I said that Amosu is an acquired power on earth, whereas Obanje is a pre-birth power. Pre-birth power. Power. Ike mmadụ ji wee gbanje, ike o ji wee bịa ụwa. So please, my apologies. I'm going to end this live session, but like I said, I'm going to continue from where I stopped next week Sunday. But in the morning, I'm not going to do evening again. Our network is always better in the night, so I'm going to do it early in the morning or in the night around 3 a.m. Like I said, the time I used to upload my videos, that's when I'm going to do it. I'm going to do 3 hours. So as many of you that can be online, please let's continue from there. All the questions that some of you have asked that I have not answered, I'm going to answer it that day. Please, my apologies for